Hey folks, Alex here, 9 to 5 to Freedom. In today's video, we're going to talk about the market, my portfolio update, what I got in dividends for this week, and also talk about what I purchased and my next moves for this portfolio. So let's hop right into it. If you're new to the channel, my name is Alex. On this channel, I invest into high yield dividends and I track my portfolio, show you all of my moves. None of this financial advice. Make sure you reach out to professionals for that. So let's hop right into it. We'll make it brief. We'll make it interesting, folks. It's Black Friday. Don't spend all your money at Walmart or Best Buy. Invest it in some stuff that pays you. Okay, so S&P 500 is up today, 0.4. Dow is up 0.52. Nasdaq up 0.4. Russell up 0.5. Volatility index down 3.6%, and gold is up almost 1%. Okay, so not too bad. The fear and greed index, we're up to 23 now, which is pretty good. We'll hop over into my portfolio next. Now you can see that my number is down from what it was from my last video. And the reason for that is I had to pay lots of property taxes. So I'll cover that on the next dividend tracker there. But we got, we're in the green today. So we're up 0.46%, which is looking good. Now, all I did today was I just bought whatever was in the red on my portfolio. We'll hop over to Robinhood Legend. This is a breakdown of all my positions, and as you can see here, we'll sort by my largest market value. QDT making up the most market value right now at 400 shares. I'm up 1% overall in this position. XDT, I'm up 0.76, really good. Eggy, I talked about this one before. This makes up a pretty good chunk of my portfolio. Now, I mentioned that I want to eventually get out of it. Look, it has slipped again. Now, the Magnificent 7 has slipped the last couple of days. And so we're seeing that pullback. So I'm down 8% on this. That's $1,100. One of the reasons I'm not too happy with it. And I'll just show you compared to Maggie, I'm down only 3.5%. So what I did today is I just picked up another 15 shares of Maggie with the cash that I had available. And TDAC, I'm up almost 4%. This is doing great. My gold position up 3.6. QI is up 2%. T-SPY is up 3%. SPY up 2%. Blocks, again, this is one that I'm glad I didn't go too heavy into it. I'm still down 21%, but it's starting to slowly pick up a little bit. So IQ, I just entered into this position just this week, and I'm up 3.5%. I thought I got in a pretty decent price. HOW, this is slowly crawling out. I'm still down 28% on this position. So that's what I got so far overall in here. Now, right now, I am not using any margin. So I'm still holding off on using any margin. As you can see, I have available $328,000 available of margin, so I'm not using a single penny of it. Some folks in the comments said, "Hey, your portfolio is looking pretty good with your positions. This would be a good time to load up on some margin." I'm still gonna hold off for now. I'm not sure if that's the best case scenario or not. Again, I don't know what next year's gonna bring, so I want to live a little bit of peace in this holiday season. I don't want to be stressing over market dips or anything like that as we're entering the holiday season. So let's talk about my dividend tracker. We'll hop over here for this week. This week we got a lot of payments, so a lot to cover here. XDT $62 for this week. QDT $93. I got $73 from Maggie. Now, I don't have WPay anymore, so I'm just going to hide this column. I don't have YBTC anymore. I'm going to hide this. I don't have OLT, thank God. I'm going to hide that. Okay, so HOW, I got $15. Blocks, I got almost $30. SPY, I got $62. $126 from QQQI. I got $308 from Eggy. Okay, again, this one's down. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. I think eventually I'd like to swap it over for Maggie, if anything. EggQ $13, and I got 114 from IAUI. This is the gold position from Round Hill. So overall, for the week, we got $899.80. So pretty cool. I'll take it. All right, we'll hop over to my dividend income. I just updated that I got 15 shares of Maggie. So the stuff in the yellow, this is what I would like to purchase eventually that I don't have the funds for right now. And I've covered this in my previous videos. Basically, what I'm trying to do for 2026 is build a portfolio that's going to keep its NAV and that's going to earn me $40,000 a year. And that's going to be done by primarily holding funds like TDEC, TSPY, SPY-I, QQQI, and some of the weeklies that are a little bit more risky but have been doing great in the bull run that we've been experiencing. XDT, QDT, and Maggie. Now, these other ones that I have small positions of, I'm not going to touch them at this point. We're just going to roll with it. So if we sum up what I have currently, and we just sum up this annualized column here, I'm projecting to make $24,808 in the next 12 months, basically, with the current portfolio that I have. Now, again, some of this stuff like the weeklies, and if we enter any type of bear period, this could affect my NAV. I mean, my annualized income will still show the same, but if I'm eating at my NAV, I can't really count for it, right? So that's kind of like what I've learned this year, experimenting with different types of funds. I mean, I've been all over the place. I really want to have funds that keep their NAV and don't overpay, because that is the only long-term solution that I believe works. The yellows is what I have to add to my portfolio to get to my $40,000. So right now it's, if I add these 4 yellow positions, this is 300 shares of Maggie, 2,000 shares of TDAC, 3,000 shares of TSPY, and 100 shares of IAUI. This will get me an additional $26,000. So that'll get me roughly about $51,000. Now the reason I say 40 and this is shown 50 is the fact that I don't want to count on these weeklies. So because they do produce more dividends than funds like TDAC, TSPY, SPY, and QQQI. And like I said, they work better in the bull markets rather than the bear market. So I want to only count on the monthly payers. And like I said, my goal is $40,000. So to hit this, basically, I need roughly $250,000 in my account, which right now I'm sitting at 109. So I still have, more than 100% to do on my portfolio. So yeah, that's a long-term plan. Now I did buy 15 shares, so let me adjust that. So we're gonna adjust this to 200, and we'll say 285 right here. So that way I'm showing progress on the yellows, okay? All right, cool. So that's what I got. We'll hop over to my escape plan. This is like a big picture of everything that I need to do in order to achieve my financial independence, basically building 4 pillars of income. Now, traditionally, when I discovered the FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early, everything was built around the 4% rule. And basically, the 4% rule states that if you figure out what money you need to live on every single year and you multiply that by 25, that will get you the number that you have to save up in order to never withdraw from the balance of your portfolio. And the thought process behind it is because the markets generally produce between 8 to 10% on an annual basis. If we count in inflation, all that kind of good stuff, then at a 4% withdrawal rate, you'll be safe for indefinite future. Now, I think that's a great strategy for somebody who wants to, pursue this and never move a finger ever again. And I could see people in different industries. Let's say you're a lawyer or you're a doctor, and you have a nice career of, let's say, 20, 25 years. You're maybe in your mid 40s or your 50s, and you want to get out, like, let's say at 50 or 55, and you just want to travel the world, just relax, don't do anything after that. I could see that working. I myself in my 30s, I have a young family, I have kids. I don't see myself laying on the beach and laying around the next 30 years until I hit my retirement age. So, my thought process is, what is it that I really want and what am I trying to achieve? Well, what I'm trying to achieve is leave the corporate grind. Now, I have, a solid career, I have a good job, good paying job. I can tolerate it. I don't hate it. But I don't love what I do. I have passions for other things, and I want to have the freedom. If I want to take a week off or take 2 weeks off, do stuff around the house, I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to go travel for 2 months without worrying, if my employer will let me do that or not. So that's the flexibility I'm looking for. So my approach is a little bit of hybrid. I'm looking for a passive side to income that will cover all my bills. And then I'm looking for an active side to the income that will supplement and allow me to do the things that I love, my hobbies, travel expenses, doing things with the kids, all this kind of stuff that I need to do in the next 20 years of my life. So, um, so that is the approach, and that's really what I built on this big tracking machine. If you guys haven't seen this yet, but basically, I've come up to looking back in the past, what I need for my living expenses, like my bare necessities, what I need on a weekly basis, how much I need on a weekly basis set aside for travel expenses, and that amount comes down to about $80,000. Now, this is at the current expense rate, so my kids will get older. They're going to need cars, they're going to need insurance, they're going to need um, need to go to college, all this kind of stuff. My expenses are going to creep up over time. So my goal here, my retirement goal, is to have an income of $150,000 from four sources of income, right? So I want to build these four sources that will replace my W-2 income. Now, this is the breakdown that I have here. Four income streams: my real estate income. I do invest into single family homes, which I've held for since around 2019. So um, my dividend income, which I'm tracking on this channel, my YouTube income by tracking on this channel, and by you subscribing, leaving comments, is allowing me to make some money off of this thing, and other income, which currently most of that is coming from just day trading. Okay, so this is what I got here. So my target for 2026 is to bump up my real estate income to $50,000 a year. My dividend income, this is what I want to achieve. By end of 2026, entering 2027, I want to have a projected income of $40,000 from my dividends. And to achieve that, really what this is showing me, that I need to have $250,000 account. Now, this might mean that I might dip into some margin if I can't achieve that, but that is still yet to be decided. I really want to be doing this margin free. YouTube income, I want to make $12,000 a year for next year in YouTube. And other income, I just have this set as $6,000. And the way that we're going, we should be able to break this $6,000 mark. So between these four streams of income, that'll get me $108,000. And then my W-2 income this is my take home, $78,000. So between all those incomes, that'll be $186,000. Now, moving into 2027, again, I want to bump all those things up. I want to be more productive in all spheres. And between those four streams of income, I should be able to reach roughly 97% of my target. Now, I could possibly reach 100%, or I could reach 70%. It all depends how all this is going to work out. By 2028, I want to reach over 100%, and I want to make more income from these four streams than from my W-2 job. And by 2028, what I really want to do is to pay down my liabilities, which are listed here. I do have a couple of credit cards that are 0% interest. I want to pay off my loan on my car, my HELOC, and this is the total as of right now, $264,000 roughly. I haven't adjusted this yet, so I think this has reduced now. Okay, so we'll give an update here for this week, what we got so far, and from all the streams of income. Okay, you're going to see here real estate income's in the negative because I had to pay property taxes. Dividend income, I got $899.80 for this week. YouTube income, I got $623 payment. W2 income, I get paid bi-weekly, so no payment this week. Other income, I made $1,018. Okay, loan pay down, I had to pay for my car loan this week. And living expenses, I spent $1,731 this week. Okay, loan pay down, $633. Total income, this is my total expenses minus my income. Now, my income is negative because I had to pay property taxes for my rental property, so that shows it as a negative. But realistically, this is gonna adjust throughout the weeks because I only have to pay these taxes like twice a year. So this will balance out. So right now I'm actually in the negative, almost $6,000. So it might look like I'm living above my means, but it's just the way that this month works out. So that should adjust in the future there. But you can see my trades for this week. This is my day trading tracker. This week I made $195 on Monday, $615 on Tuesday. I only made $65 on Wednesday. Yesterday market was closed for Thanksgiving, and I only made $143 today because the market's just been kind of sideways, and I don't want to force a trade. That's something I learned throughout this year is when you try to force a trade, you usually end up losing. So for this week, I made $1,018.74 in my day trading. Okay, so that's what I got. Next week, my expenses should be pretty much zero. I will be on vacation, so I don't expect that to move much because I'm going to, everything's already paid for that. So, but yeah, that's what I got so far. Like I said, with how many expenses I had the last couple of weeks, I am in the negative for my total delta, but this should adjust. And I'm going to be tracking this on a weekly basis, so you will see my progression, and hopefully I show some traction with paying down some of the debt and building up my account to hit that $40,000 goal. Let me know what you think about this video, and leave a comment below. I hope everybody has a great Friday, and take care.